Hey, lifelong learners. As you all probably know, I love reading books. I love talking about learning. And as an English language arts teacher for the past 15 years, I love talking about teaching, well, talking about teaching and teaching itself. So I would like to review and talk about and analyze how useful this book has been for me. This is Wesley Phillipson, Teaching the Anti-Essay, 18 Creative Nonfiction Essay Prompts for the English classroom. And I want to talk about just how useful this is for English teachers as well as teachers in general who have their students do any type of writing. Could be like a history teacher because you have to write reports, you have to write papers, and also just anyone in general who loves writing as well. This book is applicable. It's got a lot of fantastic takeaways for your classroom. So if you're a teacher and you want to read a fantastic book that's got practical advice, a little bit humorous here and there, got some case studies, and it's not just thrown together haphazardly. You can really tell that it's got heart in it. So students already know how to write. They just may not know how to write about the things that typically a traditional education might want them to write about, especially the very structured type of like hamburger style writing. And that's what this book really gets at is like, hey, you know what? Why don't we teach about the writing style that students are actually going to be using in their lifetime? Like, how many students are actually going to go on to be a novelist or a journalist? More people probably go on to be a journalist. And so, really, we need to teach them as teachers how to write like that with their inner voice rather than repeating the like summarize of the text at the very concluding paragraph and like a very structured and boring style of writing. So students already have it in them. And so if we give them the tools and allow them to explore, still in a structured manner with some guidelines, and this book has 18 prompts that guide the teacher, uses the prompts that Wes has actually used in his classroom for the past 30 years he's been teaching. And, this is something that he's experimented with over the past 30 years, almost like an entrepreneur trying to discover what works, iterating on the process and just experimenting. And there's some really creative prompts in the book. Let me give you an example of one. All right, I picked a little bit of the shorter one because some of the prompts go for like multiple pages. This one just goes for a page, basically a page. Yeah, or a little bit less than a page actually. So here's prompt 2, essay 2, the philosophy of you, English 10, the stranger unit, assignment write up. Essay 2 will be due in a few weeks. Please start thinking about it. Please read my own response to the assignment. And that's the thing. Wes writes his own papers. Every single year he writes a new one. That way it's fresh and he can show the students his process of writing and the students can read his writing. It's quite cool that he does that. How realistic it is and how like almost responsible it is. I guess it shows the students that this is not just another assignment for school, but actually something that you can learn from. So continuing, you will have pre-writing to do for it soon. If you haven't graded your first essay with me and still wish to, that's another thing. He has his students optionally grade the assignment with him, which there's a whole nother chapter on that as well. I'm not going to talk about that yet. Maybe later. Let's see. Then you have until the end of next week to do so. The thinking here is something I said the first week of school. Those who want feedback will seek it out. Essay 2 is about the philosophy of you. What is one aspect of the world, life, or human nature that you have come to understand in your own unique way? What is one specific story or subject through which to express that unique take on humanness? For me, it's my weekly appointment with the family masseuse, Mr. Kang, and it's that we, as humans, are seeking two things really. A, relief, and B, more time. That's my philosophy, not yours, not your parents, but mine. In my essay, I wanted to explore a problem that I'm facing over the next 4 months. The absence of Mr. Kang, a guy who administers medical massages for a living, but who is also someone who brings relief and affords his clients a greater quality of life. As my Bikram yoga teacher once told me, the quality of your health is determined by the quality of your spine. Why this essay topic? Well, we're 5 chapters into Camus, the Stranger, the book, an entire novella about one man's personal take on humanity, separatedness, strangeness, otherness, the pursuit of pleasure, self-negation, apology, and the meaning of life, or its antithesis. Assignment specs, 1,250 words plus or minus 75 words. Explores an aspect of your philosophy that is wholly unique to you, unpacks at least one meaningful distinction that you've been grappling with. That's the end of that prompt. Now, the thing that I love about this prompt and most of the other prompts in the book is, so in a typical English class, you have a book like, for example, The Stranger, and then you're asked to write a report on that book afterwards. And typically, even for teachers, if you just read a book one time through, you can understand some of it, but these are teenagers and most of them might not even like reading. There might be a few in there that do. And so what do they actually get from writing a report about a book that probably has had many people in the past write a report about that book before? Not a whole lot. And so he has the analysis of The Stranger is still something that can be done as like a separate assignment after this one. This assignment is a whole lot more personal because the student can take their own aspect of life, their own perspective. They can make a unique written paper because no one else has lived the life that they have lived. And this is very much applicable to their life, which probably makes it a whole lot more interesting. And I love Wes's attitude. Like, there's not really an exception. Like, the student cannot fake it. Is basically what I'm trying to say, because if it's just about The Stranger, the book, they can look stuff up online. If they haven't read it themselves, they can look it up. They can kind of skip through the hard work and just, make that up. Whereas if it's about their own life, they really have to think deeper. And sometimes in this way, this style of writing is a little bit harder because it's more reflective. And many of these 18 prompts are very much like that. And I love that. I think all writing should be like that. Just taking one other example, that way you can get an idea of more of the prompts in here. Roger Ebert. So he was very popular in the 80s, 90s, and probably early 2000s before he passed away in, I think it was like 2014. So he was a movie analyzer, and a lot of people went to him for movie reviews before they went out to a movie, or maybe after they went out to the movie and then they checked out his reviews. So one of the prompts in here, I'm not going to read the prompt word for word, I'll just do it based on my memory here, was basically to read a bunch of those Ebert reviews, check out the style, the tone, and then there were a couple movies that he, I guess, for whatever reason, did not review during his time of life, even though those movies came out during his prime, basically. He did not review those movies, so the prompt is basically to watch those movies and turn in like an outline, thoughts and notes about it. And then finally, the last step when the project is due is to turn in a fully writing style mimicked of Ebert's style review of that movie. So, this is like real world writing here. Like, you could take that skill and turn it into practically anything. And that's what really excites me about English is, the subject English is we can take writing assignments, work on those skills, and actually the students can use it, not just some 5-paragraph hamburger essay in traditional education. We need to make the English classroom, meaningful for students. So that way they actually want to come to class and they're excited to be there. Okay, so another huge aspect that I think Wes pinpointed in this book is that oftentimes in the English classroom, we're teaching fiction, but students live in nonfiction, or we teach them a fiction book. We have them read a fiction book, but then we expect them to write a nonfiction paper about that fiction book, or like an analysis, which is basically in the style of like an informational writing, which is not fiction. it's nonfiction. So I think that a lot of these prompts in the book touch on real world applications, real world issues. We're teaching in this style of classroom, we're teaching the student to write nonfiction as it's meant to be, like a real topic. For example, that previous prompt, well, the movie review is based on fiction, but maybe we can compare that to real life as well. And writing about the essay about you, that first prompt that I gave as an example, that is a nonfiction paper, like a little memoir, basically. And so we should in the English classroom teach more nonfiction, at least teach the students how to apply fiction takeaways into real life, connect it rather than stand alone, analyze this book, write a book report. Like that almost defeats the purpose of having an English class. To have an English class that focuses on analyzing a book rather than trying to connect it to real life defeats the purpose for sure. So this was definitely another major takeaway that I've thought about too as an English teacher. Even though I have 15 years less of teaching experience, I love how Wes's knowledge and experience, that 15 extra years, really gives me some more insights on how much more creative I can be in the terms of creating my assignments for my students. Okay, so this book has like 20 chapters in it. It's not too long, 200 something pages. And I've only talked about two of the prompts, basically, maybe three of the prompts. So if you are a teacher, I do recommend checking the book out. I'm going to take a lot from this book and try to apply it in my classroom, in my teaching, in my writing as well, because that's another great thing. Even if you're not a teacher, you can still learn from these writing prompts. You could probably even take some of them if you're doing like a newsletter on Substack. Speaking about Substack, actually, I have written a post about this. I've actually written two posts about this, and this video is going to be stamped or embedded into one of them. I'll include a link to that Substack post down in the description. So you could probably take one of these prompts and like write something or try to take some of the tips in the book, because there's writing tips as well that you can apply. So it's not just for teachers, although I guess this video is geared more towards teachers than it is anyone else. But yeah, give it a shot. I mean, it's worth experimenting with different writing styles, different genres. And I think that would be useful for someone who is a budding writer out there trying to experiment and grow their own voice. And I think that this book really helps you with developing your own voice. And it's an eye opener. So yeah, check it out. And I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned from this video. And let's cut it short because there's nothing else that I could really say except for this is something that I'm going to return to. And maybe I'll even do some more posts about it somewhere on LinkedIn or YouTube or somewhere. So please check it out and hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.